Good morning, Jay.
Trevor, good morning. How are you?
Awesome.
Excellent. Thanks for being there.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for coming. This
I
is your
talked to
first.
somebody. Um, I've never met anybody. I saw you at Raise Masters, I think,
Okay.
in February, and I've seen your familiar shaped head and haircut on some webinars. So I'm
Yeah,
glad to meet you, and
nice
I'm
to
glad to
meet
be making this contact. Um, I I spoke to someone whose name I can't remember
you. Candace,
about
I believe.
Candace.
Could it be Candace?
It could be. I need to turn my volume up, and I'm doing that. That's done.
I talked to her a little while ago and she said she'd invited some folks. So,
So I submitted a deal about 2 weeks ago,
okay, you can ask about that today.
and I've struggled to get. I didn't get any feedback,
Okay.
and
You're not the only one, so you can ask about it today.
okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Today is, just so you know, we'll get you to introduce yourself at some point when everybody joins. Today's a little chaotic because Mike's driving and Sanjay's in Spain, the two of the leaders.
okay,
Sherar's in Spain, sorry, but Sanjay should be here and Ellen should be here, who would hopefully be able to answer what's going on with your deal that you submitted, and you'll get just a moment to introduce yourself.
sounds good.
And this call is, I call it, this is the sneak behind the Wizard of Oz's curtain. So it's basically where Massive spends about 30 minutes talking about what we're working on, what we're doing, what do we think's happening, what deals do we have under contract or done. So that's the general gist of what today is.
Okay, great, awesome. What do you want to talk about until then?
Well, a bunch of people are coming in now.
Holy cow!
And we'll get rid of all the otters as soon as somebody more responsible than me, because I'm not an owner of the meeting, so we get rid of all the otters. Those things have taken over the world.
Yeah.
Where's you located, Jay?
Excuse me?
Where are you located?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm Austin.
Ooh, I like Austin. Yeah, I've been in Phoenix for 30 years,
Okay.
31 years actually
Yeah, I
this month.
love Phoenix as well. In my previous life, I worked for iFly Indoor Skydiving and opened the one up in right across from Talking Stick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, did
Great.
20 years with them, opened 46 locations.
Well, that's um a super developed area now,
Yeah, it
but
is. Yeah,
20 years ago there was nothing on that dirt at
yeah.
all. So, but that's where the Diamondbacks have their spring training facility, and there's a bunch of other development there.
Yeah, they were just opening that, I believe, just after we finished the iFly there.
This is interesting to have so many of y'all on this call
Yeah, so
because
this is a mixture of our folks from our mastermind, because we have a mastermind, folks that are our current partners or what we call wannabe partners. So
great.
whether we want to be or you want to be, and then we both got to be.
Okay, sounds good.
And then Alan, I told you I'm going to put you on the spot. Jay said he submitted a deal 2 weeks ago and hasn't heard anything. So
Yeah, Brendan actually texted me about that. I checked. I don't think we
oh,
actually
it was
received.
Brenda then you must have spoke to. Okay.
Yeah. But let me send you my the deals email. Please send it that way as well if you don't mind. Because I checked and I didn't receive anything from you in the last 2.
Okay.
But thanks for checking in. I appreciate you do that. Because otherwise we would have missed each other.
Yeah, I've actually persisted and then I've been pounding away. And so it's interesting because I was just really trying to get one person to respond, and now there's, like 30 of you. So this is this is interesting.
Hey, Mike, I don't know if you want to make me host so I can bump out otters or
Good morning. Good morning. Trevor, did you already kick us off?
I've just said that we were coming.
Okay.
Yeah. And I asked you if you wanted to make me host to Kick Out Otters.
Okay. I'll see if I can.
Still have a few folks joining. Sanjay's just joining.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah. The holiday has us kind of jumping, bouncing around a little bit today. So I'm actually at basketball camp right now. So, which
you are?
wasn't on my plan. Wasn't on my plan until yesterday evening. So.
Oh, wow. So are you doing the basketball camp or?
No. I'm just no, not that much. I just needed to come and get things set up. So it just put me out of being in my place as I usually am. So
Okay, so Kyle, I assume is who's at the.
no, it's actually it's Gabby's son, Jaden.
Oh, Gabby. Okay.
So her son, Jaden, everybody else knows they're here from Indonesia for the next month and a half, and he just started playing basketball. He's 14, just started playing basketball in Indonesia. So he's like, "Oh, I'd like to do a camp here in the U.S." So we found one and got him signed up to do that this week. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we do have a few new folks. We'll just get a couple minutes for folks to get in. I'm getting rid of the otters. Make sure I don't lose who's new. I lose everybody. So I know Ryan, we were just talking, is new, and CJ for sure is new. So what we normally do is just have you give a quick intro of yourself. So just a quick intro of this call. This is Massive Capital's Partners Call, where we bring in our partners, our mastermind students, our potential mastermind students, and our potential partners. And I call it the Wizard of Oz peek behind the curtain, and where we talk about what we're doing. And so do you want to start out or do you want to do intros first, Sanjay?
We can do intros first, Trevor. Thank you.
Okay, so just a 30-second intro, Jay. Go ahead first.
Okay, so Jay Boersma, Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a real estate lender. I've owned some mortgage companies, been doing that for about 30 years. About 5 years ago, I thought I needed to start having some passive income, started thinking about multifamily, ended up joining a coaching community, bought my first multifamily about 4 years ago. Since then, I thought that I would be a capital raiser back then, but ended up not wanting to put myself out there raising capital till I had more experience. So I became an underwriter and a deal finder. And so I'm finding deals, and I've done a few syndications. I've got a deal that should close this week or next week, 96 units of affordable housing in Oklahoma. And I think that's enough for a start to an introduction. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. CJ? Oop.
Hey, I'm CJ Turcotti. I'm French Canadian. I just moved in US in 2016. I have a nice portfolio, personal with my wife, about 3,700 unit, a few lease buyout, and I'm a sponsor in your competitor group, Multifamily Mindset with Tyler Devereaux. But I'm completely independent on my side. Like I said, I have like just under 4,000 unit under management personally, and about the same with the multi-family mindset. So yeah, here am I, and always looking to expand my network. So that's the reason that I had a good chat yesterday with Trevor, and I'm here to see what can I bring to your group as well.
Awesome. And I did find out the event happened somewhere, so we'll have to figure out what the disconnect was in New York. So, because Candace said, I saw pictures. So, anyone else? I'm trying to scan through.
And I wanted to share, I was going to share real quick, Trevor, as I was listening there to that, is like, we like multifamily mindset. We don't consider like those and Radcliffe and Jake G, any of those as competitors, as more of, our collaborators as we go through and do deals. We have a lot of people that are from these different groups that are part of our ecosystem, part of our community. So, but appreciate you sharing your piece of that. So
I like the idea that you don't see me as a competitor.
Yes. and of course, a fellow Canadian. Now, Karima, are you new? I don't recognize you. You're on mute.
Yeah, my name is Karima. I'm in Southwest Florida, Estero near Naples. And I joined with Grant Cardone in 2022, mentorship, and then I'm with Multifamily Mindset now. And I am LP in a few deals, and I'm looking to see if I can start with capital raising to get into some GP position, some part to start my journey.
Awesome, welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else new and I just can't find you?
Are you definitely, Karima, you're definitely in the right place as well as the others that shared this morning. So I think we work together. We're looking, you know, to build our, like I said, Trevor talked about the community and the partnership. So this will be great as we move forward. Go ahead, Trevor.
Thank you.
think anyone else new that I missed? Awesome, thanks. Sorry, you want to get started, Sanjay?
Yeah. Thanks, guys, and welcome the new faces and the our regular people. And I see Ryan is here. Ryan, great call with Mike this morning. So I'll have to call you update about that. I'm so excited on so many levels after call with him. So okay, let's get into the market stuff. So so the next meeting is about a little over a month away. So typically not a whole lot of movement and changes while we're waiting for the next meeting. But from a probability perspective, at least one rate cut for sure by the end of this year. And then there is, almost a 50-50 probability of 2 rate cuts. I personally am still pretty firm on 2 rate cuts this year. Let's see where it holds. So overall, on Massive, we've been on the higher for longer opinion, and between 2 to 3 rate cuts overall across all of us, but two I think is going to happen. So some of the data metrics that come out during the week across various markets, across various asset type. So of course, the single family has picked up both from a sales volume and a more inventory. So as the summer month goes along, the inventory have gone up, but the volume is the sales volume is also picked up, as well as it has the prices. Along the same line, the 30-year mortgage interest rates have trickled down a little bit. Even on our agency and others, we're seeing a slight decrease in the interest rates. So, and I think that's really just the interest rate cut that's this year, expected later this year. That's kind of getting baked in early on. So I think those lower interest rates are helping a little bit on the single family and those transactions. There's a lot of conversation that if there is a rate cut that's going to happen before the election. So this 11/7 meeting is right after our election, or right around there. Sometimes it drags on a little bit longer. So we'll have to see if that the rate cut happens before the election. Some of the news channels, some of the podcasts and stuff I was listening to, they were like, well, it's not going to happen after the election. And I didn't quite follow that logic. If there is a sufficient decrease in the inflation, sufficient on the metrics, then Fed has, in my opinion, Fed has no choice, right? Fed follows the GDP, the inflation. They're not really the leading in anything. They are followers, right? So if the data comes in with lower inflation, lower GDP growth, they have no choice but to lower it. But of course, timing, they have some flexibility. So not a whole lot of change other than slight decrease in the interest rate. We're still underwriting 6.25% for agency loans. 8.5% for bridge. And of course, the actual may be slightly higher or lower. But as we underwrite, that's where we're falling on there. I see Schreier was on there. Schreier, you have anything else to add? Okay. Okay.
No,
good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Schreier. Mike, I don't know if you have anything else to add before we move to the next item, or any questions?
No, I'm as well. This is great. Thanks for the quick share there and update, Sanjay. We can move on forward with some of the other aspects of the call.
Okay, sounds good. Alan, I'll let you kind of talk through our projects and these. And I do need to get to the bank before we head out to Portland today for a mini time off. So I want to get a few things done before the flight. So I'll dial back in from the car, but Alan, if you don't mind sharing and go through the updates on the projects at a high level, and I'll fill in as if I have any extra updates. Okay, how do I unshare? You know, others have had this problem, and now I'm having this problem. There it is. There it is.
All right. Let me hop into our LOI and offers.
While
subset.
she's pulling that up, just for those that are new, we upload all of our deals to a portal called monday.com. And we've actually set it up to where if you submit a deal through there, it does a quick back of the back of the napkin underwriting, assuming you put the right data in. I'll share that link in the chat here too, just in case. But it's the quickest way to share a deal with us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Trevor. So on a high level, we currently have a lot of things cooking. So a couple of these are multifamily projects, a couple are new developments. Those that are not super familiar, we do work very closely with our sister company, Realty One, on new development projects that are either retail or mixed-use retail multifamily. That would be, at this case, Candela Development and Liberty Hill. Those are in quite a far stage for us. So it's looking like those are going to happen later on this year. For our multifamily projects, we have two deals that are very likely to come through for us. Fredericksburg Place Apartments in San Antonio. This is a 224 unit apartment complex, 1983 build. We already did quite a bit of our due diligence on this one. But PSA has not yet been signed, but it's in the works. Another one that is very likely to happen is the Grove at Pinemont. This is a Houston property, 411 doors, 1977 build. And also here we're working very closely with our attorney to get our PSAs turned around. We do have a couple of other LOIs out, but less likely to come through or less likely to happen. So both of these, Park at San Marino and Park at Serrano, are also Houston properties, but TBD on those. I'm not going to make too much fuss about those because I know we're definitely not yet in best and final on those yet. That is kind of the short snippet of what it is that we are working on. We do have quite a full pipeline. We have quite some deals in our detail underwriting stage, which we are continuously doing. We'd love to also work with you guys if you have any deals that you're working on. I know Jay, you're gonna send us something later today as well that we can go and take a look at. And yeah, we always love to work together.
Alan, yeah, just to add to that, thank you for that. Candela and Liberty Hill are the two new township type development projects that we're working on. Candela is in West Houston. We'll be bringing that to the market for capital raise soon. Liberty Hill is that. Liberty Hill is the. We know we changed the names. The Santa Maria is still in the partner review.
Yeah, but no, Liberty Hill, Sanjay, is the Austin asset in which was changed a couple names, like you said, and went to Santa Maria, and now it's Liberty Hill currently. So it tells you how much far out that one still is a little bit. We're working on the agreement and LOI on that right now, finalizing some of the initial renderings and planning design, but that's a full town center concept that's happening. That's probably like get under contract this year, be working on closing, doing some work next year on it.
Yeah, thanks. That one is there, and I feel like we have one more we are missing here, but we'll get that squared away.
And
And
one quick point. Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead.
One quick point. We share what we're doing here because we believe in trust and open communication. So same thing, if you share a deal with us and we're already working on it, we'll disclose what we're doing. But we do ask, obviously, that this is a closed loop call, that if you're already working at this deal, do the same thing back to us. Some of these are new deals that we're doing. And then all of our deals normally start as a 506B. So we're not asking for investments on this call. We're just talking about them.
Yeah, and to that point, please don't share anything outside of just your information. Like Trevor said, a lot of these start as 506B. So there is we definitely do not want anything in the public for a lot of these. Of course, the purpose on this call here is if something piques your interest, raise your hand, reach out to us, propose how you can help, what you can do, like to do with us on a deal, any of these deals. I say reach out to us to, propose you would like to partner on, work with us. It's a really open slate here.
Yeah.
And of course, hopefully you learn from our evolution. We are a startup, we are evolving continuously, we're doing things. We had a great event this past weekend. Mike, whenever you're ready, I want to talk about that too. But on the products, so quite a lot of projects in the pipeline here.
Okay, I did want to talk about two projects.
Mike.
I did want to two projects that moved. Ben Johnson. I don't know if Ben's on today. I know he's in Houston. And
yes, I'm here, Mike.
Okay, so Ben was asking Sanjay. They were finalizing some of their numbers underwriting on the Hidden Pines and Stone Brook, I think it was, in Atlanta, and we had moved them to archived. He was like, "Hey, should I still look at that, or what was the conclusion you guys had that you moved to archive?" And I think the conclusion was we hadn't found we still liked the deal, but we hadn't found a partner yet in Atlanta that we were comfortable, that had said, "Hey, yeah, we'd like to do that," or they were comfortable and we were comfortable with. So Sanjay or Ellen, any feedback on that?
Thanks, Mike. I actually meant to bring that up. So I had an interesting call with the broker on Friday. The two deals in San Antonio, they're kind of coming back. One of them we had talked almost mid last year in San Antonio. That's a unique deal, odd building. There's some potential, but that one, broker just called out of the blue and had almost like an hour and a half conversation. So that one we are still like little under 10 million. Current ask is still around 14 million. Originally asked was 17 million. So, biggest thing on this is to stay consistent on your path, confident on your underwriting, and stuff works out, right? Because that's the way. The second deal, there was a distressed deal in San Antonio where the lender was going to take a haircut on their loan and come in with 100% loan off the purchaser's purchase price. But as buyer, we were going to bring in CapEx plus some interest reserve to the lender to give confidence. We were at about just around 16 million. The loan amount was a little over around 20 million, and lender was ready to take a haircut. They got an offer for around 19 million. So of course that was higher than ours. So that buyer could perform and they fell out. So now the property is out. Technically, the broker doesn't have it under contract. So it's out there. Of course, if this broker reached out, we're gonna work with this new broker and we go aside from them. I mean, we have all contact and everything to do it, but yeah, absolutely will not. With this broker, we will resubmit our offer, right? They're saying they're still looking at around 18 million. Still, the deal doesn't work above our original offer, so we will continue there. But a lot of these, Mike, to your point, deals come back to where we were originally. There's somebody comes in higher. Deals just don't work because
I think we lost Sanjay,
Yeah.
unless it's me only.
It's on.
there. Can you guys hear me okay?
No, you're kind of back, but sketchy.
It's a little bad. Okay,
That's
but
better.
those were the two deals, Mike, I wanted to talk that came back, and we are
And then-
looking at it.
Okay, and the
I'll
two
talk to you.
Atlanta deals, you wanted to talk to that, the Hidden Pines and Stonebrook. Did we archive those because of any broker information or feedback, or we just hadn't found the right partner yet?
So with Hidden Pines, they actually went with another offer. So or at least their best and final, they're selecting their final offer. We were not competitive on that one. So that was they went with an offer over 13 million, I believe. And then with Stonebrook, we did get a counter on our LOI, but we could really not improve from underwriting to get closer to what the buyer was expecting or wanting. And since we don't necessarily have a strong partner in Atlanta, we kind of figure like, hey, instead of trying to push this and try and finagle this higher, we're just going to politely bow out and let this one go. It did look like an attractive deal, but we were close to $500,000 apart, so that was still quite a big gap to bridge.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. And then we'll continue the discussions with Ben. Thanks, Alan and Sanjay, both for that update.
And one of the things too to be interesting is we keep all the data of all the deals we underwrite. So we're close to 1,200 deals in many markets, and the data is quite extensive. So it's crime, it's rent rolls, it's all of the comps. It's a good number of data. So when we get back into a marketplace, we've got a tremendous amount of data where we're normally looking. And I know we've looked at a lot of deals. I don't know if you share the overview, Alan, just but we look at a lot of deals.
I have a quick question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Your deal in Atlanta, we have a strong team there. If it's possible for me to look at it, I can discuss outside the Zoom as well. But I would be interesting to look at that deal if it's possible.
Yeah, I think we should definitely connect.
Yeah, let's connect. And of course, Barbara and Ben there, so we'll like to all connect together.
Good. So do you want me to put my contact information in the chat box, or you go through Trevor, or what is it? What's the best way?
I can give them your contact info. That'd be the easiest, I think.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you.
And yeah, CJ, feel free to share the contact in the chats as well. I mean, that's fine. And as you know, everyone else, you can, we're looking at, people partnering with us, but we also look, the community and people doing deals. So just don't be taking our deals unless we've worked together. So
yeah, please network with each other. This is a good community. Everybody's motivated. Everybody's here at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. So they are working hard. So please connect with each other and make deals work, because the pie is big enough for everybody. We truly believe pie is big enough for all of us. And if you get a deal and you're looking for a partner, reach out to us, right? That's the key. So please share the contact with each other all.
okay, are we, Sanjay, while you have a good connection, do you want to talk about the event first, and then we can move into the capital piece after that, or vice versa? Up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have a good connection, actually.
So I don't. Okay. Go. I know everything. You can talk in details on the event, and I'll listen.
Okay, let's yeah. So I'll come to the event a little bit later, and then maybe you'll be in a good position as well by that time. But we'll go over the capital, some capital we're currently raising and capital upcoming. And we can work from this view, I guess, Ellen, or you can help walk through a couple things with us as well. So currently we're continuing, we have the Horizon property that we closed in San Antonio, and we have about it's right at $1 million gap to finish funding on that. So we're continuing to capital raise on that deal. Anyone that's interested, it is currently cash flowing. It does cash flow. It cash flow from day one. The financials are good, looking strong. We look to still be doing a distribution in the third quarter of the deal, third to fourth quarter of the deal, and it's it's a 200 plus units, as 17 plus IRRs, 18 plus actually IRRs. So anybody that still has some interest or is starting or wants, like, hey, I need a deal just to get active with, let us know, because it's a 506c, so we can help you and work with Maria and Trevor and get you, activated to just, hey, I'm whether you're restarting, starting fresh, whatever it may be, let's talk and connect on that. And I'll come back to let Trevor share anything additional to these. Ellen, so on Grove at Pinemont, we're coming in, we got the LOI done there, accepted. We're working on final PSA there. We're looking at 9.6 million of retail equity to raise on that deal. And we'll start as a 506B, and then we'll be moving to a 506C on that opportunity. We will have the opportunity to do fund to funds into that. So if somebody has a fund or wants to do their first fund or is doing their first fund, again, talk with us. We can work out and come up to the terms and agreement on that. And if you're, strong onto it and just looking, hey, I got X and I can do this as well and be a co-GP on the deal. Again, talk with the team, connect with me, Trevor, Maria, Candace this week, and we'll get those lined out. And then the Candela that was mentioned, Candela is a development project. So the Grove at Pinemont is in Houston, Texas. 400, what is it? 411 units, Ellen?
411. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Right.
or Chirai, thank you.
You're right. 411.
Yeah, and we can come back to these if people got some specific questions. The Candela is a development in Houston near Richmond, depending on what people know. It's between Katy and Fulshire area, just near the West Park Tollway. It's a partnership with Johnson Development, Master Plan Community. They've finished phases 1 through 3 of the housing part. They're on 4 and 5. The commercial retail is 6. It's a 60,000 square foot retail, and with the land, we'll be raising $5.5 million to. I think actually the total raise is $6.5 million. We need 5 to close the land, and then the rest will be support on the initial construction phases of things. And we'll be closing that by the end of this year. So we'll be raising capital to close that by the end of the year. And then the last part we have currently is our fund. We have the debt fund that should launch. Candace, I believe, mentioned she's got it launching in the second week of July, first or second week of July. And so that'll also be coming out, and looking for anybody that wants to partner on those. Anything, Ellen or Trevor, you guys would like to share about the capital raise, capital stack stuff we're working on?
No, just if you're looking to get in on a deal, reach out. I put my Zoom link in the chat.
Hey, also, if you know, and if anyone has partners they'd like to introduce, like, hey, you know, you've seen us, you're familiar, like, hey, because the community is big, but the community is small, and we know a lot, but we don't know everything or everyone necessarily, you know, and continuing to, you know, grow our path. So, you know, if you have partners you would like to bring along or introduce, set up calls with Trevor or me, Sanjay, you know, whoever you feel is most appropriate, depending on the relationship of that. You know, looking for equity partners, preferred equity, whatever that may be, depending on your experience as well. Any questions? Okay. Hey, Ellen, do you want to jump to our agenda? If you don't mind, if you're sharing, just make sure, see where we are. I'm having trouble seeing it a bit.
So we did already talk about LOIs and deals that are under contract, equity plans by projects. We kind of touched upon that as well. Next up is project submission process. We did talk about that. But as a quick refresher, please go to massive.capital and then click on submit a deal. And from there on out, you will get our monday.com fill-in form, where you also have the opportunity to upload any and all files. If that does not work for you, please email us at deals@massive.capital, and that will come directly to our acquisitions team, and we can start working on it with you. Then any new projects, and then the last thing is anything that we're going to focus on for the next 7 days.
Okay. And then, so I saw again as question, the Warner Robins update. I don't remember the date. We had the LP quarterly call a month ago. The next GP call, I do not know off the top of my head. We'll have to go and check the schedule for that. Don't know if you're talking about the LP call or the GP call, but we'll check the schedule. Just make a note in the group chat, the Warner Robins group chat, there, and we can follow up, double check the schedule and timing from that. Thank you. And then our event we had this weekend, we'll just share a little bit about that. Was really great. Was a nice community. We had a great turnout. Nice group. Very engaged. So those that are new, and some of those that have been around, we did our master class. So in the past, we had done a master class, 3 different master classes. One was all day acquisition.
No, we're losing you, Mike.
I thought it was me.
Yeah, no. So we did have 3. Sorry, Mike, we can't hear you. So we did have 3 different classes. One was about buying multifamily. Another one was about asset management, and then a third one on capital raising. This last time in Dallas, they combined capital raising and asset management. I wasn't there. I know Sanjay and Mike were there. Brenda was there. Candice. But we can't hear you, Mike. He's chatting away. Why don't you check in from Spain, Sherrar?
Your list started of all your investors, and we went through some projects and ways, and people started building their list, of their.
So, Mike, we've missed 90% of what you've said. The joys of people.
It's like Comedy Central. It's the Trevor Allen show.
So why don't you check in real quick, Sherrar? Maybe we can hear you.
Okay, so let me show you where I'm at. So I'm in an Avignon province, and I'm walking a bridge that was built in 60 BC. And this was the water. It's a 3-story bridge, and the Romans built it. It's just beautiful. And so that's the waterway. And the waterway had a first bridge, then they have a second and a third, 3 different layers still standing. Just imagine how many thousands of years ago, right? That's just crazy.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's just beautiful. Everybody. Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my connection also.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, we weren't hearing you, Mike, so we switched over to scenery.
Okay.
That's right. That's it. It's a beautiful spot. The more you come, you take a look at it, like, what are we doing, right? And you say, hey, it doesn't matter what we do, end of the day, we'll be gone. So it's interesting how you take a look at it, but this is just a beautiful spot. We walked in amphitheater yesterday, day before yesterday. That was 253 BC. And then we went to the Formula One, the racing track here. It's called Richard. And then tomorrow we're heading up to Barcelona, back to town about 4 days. So.
Awesome.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay now?
We can.
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to share a couple things from the event, if that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so Mike was sharing, and thanks, Trevor. This one was a capital raising and asset management combined. And of course, we are planning the next one, all 3 together this time. So, but this event was really kind of, I was really excited, and I was feeling very fulfilled after this, because 3 different people came up to me and said, hey, we learned so much. Thank you. This is exactly we were looking for, and we're moving forward.
Right.
And then, 3 of them.
Go ahead. Oop.
Oh.
I've muted the wrong person. Sorry. Go ahead.
So they said, hey, look, we've been to these others and we didn't quite make the connection, but here we are really making the connection. And on the call, they made the reference to Grant Cardone. As you all know, we are a member of Grant Cardone. We love that group. Every group have its own strengths, its own culture, right? So, but either way, they're like, hey, we've been there. We just couldn't relate to things. And here we relate, and we are all in. So we have 2 new members who will be joining the master's program. Yay. And then, 3 more who are kind of exploring and figuring out, and it's expensive. It's not for all these systems and processes that we put in, it's expensive. So 3 of them are considering their financials and stuff to figure out when they can join, not if. So, but just that comment of like, hey, we really relate. Thank you. We learned. That just like, I feel like my purpose is fulfilled and the time well spent. So, reach out. We are always happy to help and connect. And that's the reason we do this call. Back to you, Mike and Trevor.
And Sanjay, I need more vacation, I guess, right?
You dude, last 22 you went on vacation, we closed on Fate. Last year you went on vacation, we closed. This year,
so it's the other round. We have a good team in place, and all the work that goes in on the back end, y'all enjoy the benefit. I'm perfectly
no, you set it up, man. You set it up, and it just comes out. So awesome. Thanks for that.
Hey, Sanjay, on that note, for everybody, we have our first intern joining next week. This is our first time we're able to offer somebody an internship. He recently graduated from Rice, from Jones School, MBA, engineering background. And so he'll be starting next Monday. So you're gonna see us. We're willing to come and work with us for 3 months. So that's more to come on that channel. We reached out to Yale and Stanford as well, see what happens. So super excited. Back to you.
Awesome. I'm not sure if we lost Mike. All right. One other small update. We can see my good friend Janae on the call. Janae is officially now part of Massive Capital as well. So we're super excited about that. Why don't you just do a quick intro about yourself and your time spent with Massive Capital and what you're going to be working on.
Yeah, I am very excited to be joining Massive Capital. My background is coming from the corporate world and then jumping into real estate. I have been a part of a lot of mastermind groups and was so excited to find out that Massive was doing their education piece, the Massive Mastermind Group. After sitting on calls and learning so much from them and learning about more about the principals as people and the group of Massive, the people that surround this group, I really wanted to get the opportunity to work with them. So after some conversations and trying to figure out how I could be of service to them, we have decided that the best way for me to do that is to come in and manage the funds. So that will be where I'm going to be starting. I'm very excited to get the process moving and get the timeline in place and just see where we go from here. I'm grateful to be part of this amazing team. Shreyer, Mike, Sanjay, thank you so much for the opportunity. And I just can't wait to dive in and get this thing moving forward.
You better be ready. I got like 10 pages of notes. So.
I do. I've got all the things. I'm like, hey, let's get together. When you coming home?
Right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I've been friends with Janae for quite a while. I'm very excited.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're excited. Thank you, Trevor and Janae, and get our. So Janae will, as she mentioned, will be a fund manager with Massive Capital as we.
And Mike, I guess on that note, to wrap up this, new joiners, we're on the market looking for 5 new folks, probably. The biggest role, we're looking for a brand marketing manager or growth performance manager in terms of marketing side. So we're going to market today with that role. We're interviewing actively, looking for some finance analyst as well to join our team. We are growing a little bit at a time.
Awesome. So we appreciate everybody showing up today. Anyone have any last questions?
Trevor, can I finish with the story?
Certainly.
That's cool. So, go ahead, Mike.
No, I wouldn't. Go ahead, Schreier. I did want to check. I know Alok had some questions about Horizon, and I don't know if you want to share them here. Alok is good, and we can talk about them here as well, or later. But go ahead, Schreier, with your story, and leave a little time if Alok wants to share some of his questions about Horizon.
Yeah, like okay, let me just hey everyone. My question, like as you mentioned, for the Horizon, like 506 is available. So so what does it mean? Like to the investor, if I'm gonna talk to them, does it matter 506B or versus 506C to them?
So to the investor, the actual investment is no different. The 506C means that you must be accredited, and we can openly talk about a 506C, but the deal itself is exactly the same, whether it's a B or a C. It's just who can invest is different.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so like,
to the investor, they do need to be accredited. So either having $1 million of net worth or 200,000 of income, or as a single. So that's the main thing related to the investor itself.
So that is for 506C, and right now is only 506C is available, where they should be having the accredited for the 200K and all that or 1 million worth. So if somebody doesn't have, so they cannot be qualified for 506B as I believe that is closed, right?
No. Okay, correct. For Horizon, 506B is closed.
Okay.
And we've moved on to the 506C. So the requirement before 506B, you needed to have a relationship with them. Now it's 506C. Now the changes, they need to be accredited.
Okay. So 506B gone. Okay, got it. So that was my main concern.
And then
okay.
I posted my Zoom link in the chat. Feel free to book one. Happy to answer any questions on a detailed level.
Yeah.
Okay, I will touch base with you then. Yeah.
Okay. And that would be an awesome time. You, Alok, and Trevor get to know each other a little more as well. So that'll work.
Sure.
Good. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I think Schreier was going to share something.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead, Schreier.
It's back to multifamily, right? We underwrote an asset, and then we made an offer, and we were the second. I think there were two people are competing, it's us and someone else. And so as we are competing with it, us three partners were looking at it for about a couple of different ways, and we decided not to push the envelope even at the LOI that initially was approved. And then the brokers went ahead and gave the offer of assigned the property to another potential buyer who are about $400,000 over us. So this property is all in all about $13-14 million asset. So now that group belongs to another group where we joined, and they look for a KP. They said, hey, we need a KP. And I said, okay, Massive does KP. I dropped an email, they replied back, and they came back to us. So I had a quick conversation with them. So look at it from two different perspectives. From the lead syndicator perspective, that group or that two people, they want to be lead syndicator. They both have full-time job. They, from the real estate side, one person comes from the property management company side, has some idea about running about 2 assets, and ownership perspective has 2 single family. From there, their first asset is a $16 million asset. They never raised money. They don't have a KP, and they don't know the financial side of it. And all they heard, I belong to a community, and I want the community coordinator to say, yeah, I have 500-600 people in my team that can raise money for you. And the first raise is $6 million. And they put in, I think, $40,000 money hard day one. Now, on the broker side, brokers are us and them. Broker knew who they were, but the broker assigned the property with a very brand new person with that thing that, okay, they smelled the fresh blood. That person is emotionally motivated. They're going to go kill for it even though they're overpaying everything. And they don't know anything, right? And then today, I have to break the news by saying that, look, at your price, it doesn't make sense. So Massive is not going to underwrite. Go and we all wish you the best. It's a heartbreaking statement to them because the first KP didn't do it. Us, we're not going to do it. They're in the due diligence period and they haven't done the due diligence yet. And they put in 40 grand hard day one. So my point is multifamily is good. It is a very meaningful upside, but don't get yourself into the bind where just because somebody else can do it without understanding the team and the context, jump it too fast, too quick, right?
Hey,
so that's
yeah.
I want to say. It is very sad, but very interesting. And also brokers, my point is brokers always take a side. Brokers are never on your side.
Thanks.
If a employee says broker gave me deals, you ask the question, if I give him $5,000 less, would they give me the deals, right? Not never, I should say. Most of the time they're not. And some groups are behave differently. So it's a very meaningful team. It's a very meaningful domain to stay in, but build your team, practice with the team before you put a property under contract, especially in today's market. Back to you.
Yeah. Sharad, thanks for talking about that one. Just to add a little bit to that, the broker, like Massive Capital, even though there was a higher offer on the table, broker was directing the contract and LOI to Massive Capital because of the experience, because of branding, and because of certainty of closing, right? And seller was going along with the broker, right? So brokers have influence, right? And your brand name, your branding, your confidence matters for that reason. It was worth $400,000 in this case, right? Secondly, what Sharad said, brokers want to make a deal. The second one that they assigned is higher price. They have never raised capital. They have only single family experience. We're gonna spin our wheels, and then deal may end up falling apart. And even if it doesn't, there may be lower return than what we would like, right? So we really don't want to spend any more time on it. But likely because they were asking us for hard money day one at PSA signing, and we did agree to some amount to get the deal originally, but we were negotiating. From a broker and seller perspective, they're assigning to this other buyer who has an LOI accepted with hard money day one. Well, what does the seller care that the buyer couldn't close, right? Yeah, as much as seller would like to sell it for sure, if the buyer doesn't, seller is getting $50,000, $100,000. Oh, guess what? Seller had one other contract fall through where they pocketed $200,000, right? So with all those things combined and looking at it, once we walk away, we're walking away. I do not want that broker to see that we are coming in from the side when we tell them no. Do we still have an influence? If we go in, we kick more tires, waste our time, and then deal doesn't work out, right? So considering all those factors, it's a clean slate. We're walking away. But it's the experience in those conversations on the phone and what the words that you say matter a lot. Those words on the calls have real dollars attached to them. And 2015 when I started, I didn't know that, and I'll say shit on the phone, whatever, and I didn't know the consequences. But as you go through the experience, you learn and see that. So humbling experiences as you go through each deal. For us, every day is something new to learn, but we build up on our past experiences. So this deal has been interesting to go through. Thanks for sharing, Shrav. Back to you, Mike and Trevor.
Sanjay, it's really good. So just want to share the story so you guys can learn from it, right? All of us were learning from it. And 15 deals, we thought we knew it, but hey, man, every single deal is a brand new, scenario, right? So cool. No, thank you. Back to you, Michael.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Hope to see some of you this Wednesday on our webinar. We do our webinars every Wednesday. Have a great week.
Thanks,
everyone.
Trevor. Thanks, team. Great. Appreciate all the support today, making the call happen with the logistics.
Awesome. Enjoy your basketball.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.